Welcome back, this is Baller Scuba with more Let's Play Pokemon LeafGreen. I am joined as always by Dumpus and his Pokemon squad that is ever changing of Templayer, Pieri, Fuzimi, Samjas, Sanders, and Rumpus. Sanders is back in the party. Bellsprout might never be seen ever again. But when we last left off, we made it through the rock tunnel. And we made it to Lavender Town. There is actually a hidden item back up on Route 10. Let's go back and get it. It is not that big of a deal, though. If you're playing the original version, much bigger of a deal. There will be a rock here. It's in the rock, so just look at the rock. Here, it's the berry that you can see the markings of on the ground there. Here we get a Nanab berry. In the original versions, you get a max ether, so quite a downgrade for us in this version of the game. But if we take a look in my berry pouch, we can see the Nanab berry. It can be ground up into a powder as an ingredient for medicine. It is the 18th berry, and also probably one that I will never remember exactly what it does. All right, back into Lavender Town. Let's head through the town and kind of get a sense of what's going on here. It sounds very depressing, or at least that's what the music kind of tells me. Ghosts appeared in Pokemon Tower. I think they're the spirits of Pokemon that the Rockets killed. Wait. This is like a Pokemon grave site? Pokemon can be killed? I thought they just fainted, right? We didn't want to pretend that we were killing Pokemon. So how do you kill a Pokemon if it's not in battle? I don't think they ever answer that question fully. Team Rocket will do anything for the sake of money. There is no job too dirty, no deed too heinous, no crime too wicked. Yes, they are terrible, terrible, easily manipulated people. I saw Cubone's mother trying to escape from Team Rocket. She was killed trying to get away. Really? Now we gotta bring orphans into this? Are we being serious now? You know how the Cubone species wears skulls, right? Yeah, apparently I know more about it than you, because I wouldn't talk about this if I was you. People will pay a lot for one. That is awful. Fine, I'll just go ahead and say it. Cubones, they wear the skulls of their dead mothers. And in the Japanese version, they're called orphan, not Cubone. And he's saying that people will pay for the skull that they wear, which would be the skull of their mother. This game can be dark sometimes. This town is known as the gravesite of Pokemon. Like I said, dark. Memorial services are held in Pokemon Tower. I'm sure they are. Let's head in here where the kids are and be a little bit happier. Guapa? Damn it, Psyduck. You're not good for cheering me up. Neither are you, Nidorino, for that record. That's odd, Mr. Fuji isn't here. Where'd he go? I don't know. This is really Mr. Fuji's house. He's really kind. He looks after abandoned and orphaned Pokemon. So once again, depressing. But also, the Pokemon are wild, right? They're not pets, really. They're wild. You can kind of catch them and kind of train them, but as soon as you let them go again, they're wild again, right? But apparently abandoned and orphaned Pokemon need help surviving, but wild Pokemon are fine. I don't fully understand it. Technically, they would be feral Pokemon if they were pets. All right, monthly grand prize drawing for the Pokemon fan magazine. The application form is gone. It's been clipped out. Someone must have applied already. I wonder who could have done that. It's so warm. Pokemon are so nice to hug. Psyduck? Really? I imagine this very, wet for some reason. Even though he's like a bird. I imagine it still being very, very wet. All right, in here we go. We can find a Cubone. Sorry about your mom. Those horrible Rockets, they deserve no mercy. That poor Cubone's mother. It was killed trying to escape from Team Rocket. So Cubone recycled the skull. That does raise an interesting question for me, though. If a Cubone's mother is still alive, is it really a Cubone? Because it needs the skull. Once again, the game's dark and I'm making it worse, I realize, but they're begging the question here from me. And here we can find somebody that I am not a fan of. Hello, I am the official name rater. Wants me to rate the nicknames of your Pokemon? Sure. The reason that I don't like him is because he's not really a name rater. He's a name changer. he will give you a fake rating. Which Pokemon's nickname should I critique? As far as I can tell, it's fake, because every time I pick a Pokemon, it really doesn't matter who I pick here. Templaire, is it? That is a decent nickname. He'll always say it's a decent nickname. No matter how many Pokemon I throw at him, he always seems to say the same thing. I can't get him to say anything different. I don't know if there's some kind of intense algorithm or if there's like a certain set of nicknames that I need to give him in order to make him say something different. He just always tells me different. Or decent. He always tells me decent. But would you like me to give it a nicer name? How about it? I'm gonna say no, right? This guy's a name changer, but I'm not changing the names. I see. Do come visit again. I will never see you ever again unless somebody tells me some kind of technique to get you to say something other than a decent nickname. And here we can find the PokéMart. This is an important PokéMart because it gives us access to a lot of items that we didn't have before. Sometimes a trainer duo will challenge you with 2 Pokemon at the same time. I heard that was illegal, but apparently they changed the rules so that you can have what's known as a double battle. I don't like double battles. Not a fan of them. If that happens, you have to send out 2 Pokemon to battle too. Great. Now I have to worry about my front 2 Pokemon. But it's nice that they do tell you because the first one will be coming up fairly shortly. Did you buy some revives? They revive any fainted Pokemon. That's not how it works for me, dude. They die. I need to go bury them, possibly. I'm searching for items that raise the stats of Pokemon. They're effective over the course of a single battle. See, at first, he makes it sound like he's looking for the drugs, but now it makes it sound like he's looking for the X items. He is looking for the X items. X attack, X defend, X speed, and X special are what I'm after. They are somewhat useful. I wouldn't say they're too useful, because once again, you know, swapping Pokemon changes that. But also, they're only useful in a single battle. So you're going to want to use it, of course, at the beginning of a battle, and then have a Pokemon out front that you know can sweep the entire team that you're about to face. That's really the only time that is useful. And that does actually mean that one of the final things that we do in the game. These items could be useful, but it does waste a turn. And that's always risky. Do you know where I can get them? Actually, I do, and I'll be going there fairly shortly as well. Hi there, may I help you? Let's see what they have for sale. I have already purchased everything that I want, and I sold everything that I want, so I still have a ton of money. That's what happens when you don't lose. Well, honestly, you can't use certain items. I have already purchased 10 Great Balls, 10 Super Potions, sold all my revives because they're useless to me. Then I also have 10 Antidotes, 10 Paralyze Heals, 10 Burn Heals. Ice Heals are new, as are technically Great Balls and Super Potions and Revives. You couldn't buy those before, but we've seen them before. Ice Heals we haven't seen either. It defrosts a frozen Pokemon that is somewhat useful because frozen is it can be a very devastating status. So if you get frozen, you want to use it. However, ice is not a very common type. A lot of Pokemon will use the move, but you're not going to encounter too many ice Pokemon in this game. It's almost a forgotten type in this game. We'll go over that more later, though. Then there's Escape Ropes, and I believe Super Repels would be new. Not entirely sure, but it will prevent for 200 steps any random battles. So if you're using Repels addictively, you're going to want to pick up some Super Repels. But if you want to get money, then I would avoid it. But I've already done all of that off screen. Please come again. And that's more or less it for Lavender Town. Oh, there's also you. Forgot about you. Do you believe in ghosts? Well, they are in the little instruction booklet manual that came with the game, so I'm going to say yes. Really? So there are believers. Like, it's an entire type of Pokemon. There's a ghost type. It says so right on the chart. You know? Why are people so hesitant about it? What happens if I say no? I guess not. That white hand on your shoulder, I'm just imagining it. What? You little bitch. And here we can find the Pokemon Tower. Be calm, the spirits of Pokemon. Oh, we will head in there. Let me make sure I have my team set up, though. first. After looking ahead a bit, I decided that I wasn't entirely ready for what was about to come my way. So I leveled up and brought into the party Cube. Cube is now level 25, which sounds like a high level because it kind of is for my party right now and for the fight that we are going to be up against. But Cube is not necessarily the best Pokemon, so I wanted to make sure that when I brought Cube in, that Cube could hold its own. Let's take a look at what I have done. Of course, level 25. We do have 36 special attack, 36 special defense, a ton of speed. Cube will probably be the fastest Pokemon almost every time we bring him in. Almost. If we let him evolve, he would always be the fastest Pokemon, but we're not going to let that happen. So almost always. Almost always. In terms of moves, I did get rid of, honestly, some good moves. They were just on the wrong Pokemon, you know what I mean? So I did get rid of Screech in order to learn Shockwave. A rapid jolt of electricity strikes the foe. It can't be evaded. That is the key thing. It can't be evaded. That was a TM that I was hoping to save, but really looking forward, I'm not sure if I'm going to catch a different electric type. Electric types are sort of rare in this game, and the rules of the game that I am playing with will make it especially hard for me to get an electric type, especially the best two. And then the third best type, in my opinion, isn't possible because I'm playing the wrong version of the game. But we'll go into that when we get there. At level 21, Cube did learn Spark, an electrically charged tackle that may also paralyze the foe. As you can see, a little bit more powerful than Shockwave, so I'll probably be using this primarily. And then, in case none of that works for whatever reason, and I still have Cube out there when it's not an electric-only situation, I still have Sonic Boom, which does 20 damage every time, unless it misses, which it tends to do. But look at the stats. Special attack of 36. Compare that with Pierre here, who once again is not necessarily the best special attacker. 33. So it's decent. It's not fantastic. Pierre will surpass that by the time he gets to that level, but it's decent. Here is Pokemon Tower. Become the spirits of Pokemon. Let's head in. I'm still a little nervous about this. This is where things are going to start getting pretty difficult for me. I would say this part right here. I came to pray for my dearly departed Clefairy. I'm awash in tears. See, it was sad outside. It's depressing in here. Did you come to pay respects? Bless your Pokemon loving heart, son. See, I speak Southernese. She cursed at me. She is cursing at me right there. Bless your heart. See how that feels. For those that don't speak Southern American dialect, bless your heart means I feel sorry for you. That's what it means. How dare you, lady? I am so much better of a trainer than you will ever be. My Growlithe, why did you die? I am a channeler. There are spirits up to mischief. I sense them high in the tower. I sense them on the next floor. It's just one guy. Pokemon Tower was erected in the memory of Pokemon that died. How depressing that you work here. And here are the gravestones. You cannot read the gravestones. I'm not entirely sure why. I always thought they should, say something, but they don't. If we head up here, though, we can find Choo Choo. Hey, Dumpus, what brings you here? Is your Pokemon dead? No, I've actually been very lucky. I don't know how long that's going to last, though. Hey, it's alive. I can at least make them faint. Let's go.